Hi guys, Jared here with Day Traders FX. Hopefully you guys are having a great week and have some good things to. We have some good things to start us off for this week. The markets are moving like crazy. Yen pairs, as always, are just going mad. You can see we had a pretty bad day in the U.S. market so far. The Dow down about 130 points, S&P down a good chunk. Oil finally took a little bit of a dip, and gold has kind of been holding somewhat steady. Coming up, we have some interesting news today, specifically trade balance, which is in about an hour and a half out of Australia. But the big one that we're really curious about that will be that will have a pretty big effect on the markets, or should anyways, is the interest rate announcement. Now, about I retweeted this, and only about 4 out of 25 to 30 economists believe that Australia will surprisingly cut the interest rate announcement. So right now it's at 3%. It's expected to stay at 3%. But it could get dropped a quarter of a point, which would cause some pretty big movement. That'd be a pretty big surprise for the Australian dollar. Coming into tomorrow, we have services PMI for the UK. We have ISM for the US tomorrow morning. That's a good mover. Retail sales for Australia tomorrow afternoon. So we have some good news coming up. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about some of this stuff here real quick. First of all, the euro dollar. We were looking at trading this, and we were looking at trading the break of this 135.85 area. We talked about this during the UK session. You can see that moved very nicely. Now, the other thing we talked about was getting a nice reversal pattern here at about 135.40, which we didn't. We had a nice one about 135.50, and then right at that 40 level, which was my entry point to buy, or where I was looking to buy, it ended up just busting through that and didn't give us any kind of reversal candlestick, anything good to tell us that it would be a good area to buy. So we held off, didn't do anything there. And now we're down to big support and a solid area here. We're sitting currently on weekly support 1. We're sitting on the 200-day moving average, and we're sitting right at previous resistance, which is now going to be pretty good support, which is around 13500. We're just a few pips above 13500. Now, I think that this euro dollar might just surprise us and have a little bit further to go. You can kind of see that on the longer term channel, we have a little bit further to go before we get into some of that 200-day moving average and ascending trend lines on the longer term charts. But on the short term, we're kind of coming into those levels already of this trend line and so on. So basically what I'm going to do is a little bit of wait and see, but I think that we might be coming into even a further move down on this euro dollar. So the level to watch here is going to be 13500. If we do break below this, we could see considerable further downside into about that 134 35, 40, of course 50s are always good levels to watch, but initially 134.50 could be our next stop. Now, keep in mind that I've got my my fib level drawn in here from just this kind of short-term area right there, and that little short-term area takes us to the 50% fib at 134.87. So we're going to have a little bit of trouble right there, I'm sure, but I think the break of this 13500 is going to be semi-significant and have the potential to get us in all the way possibly into that 134.50 area, which you can see is right around that first lower daily pivot range there. So just looking at a couple of things, I think we have some decent potential. I think we have some opportunities to make a little move down through that. So watch for the break of 13500. Likewise, if for some crazy reason we get a nice little reversal candle here in the next 1 to 2, or next few hours, if we get a little false break right there and we end up getting a positive close on a candle, this could be the reversal that we're looking for. So 13500 should be pretty strong, but it is a possible breaker as well, so let's just be ready for that. Okay, pound dollar has been a little bit all over the place. We kind of had this almost double bottom right here, and it's just been, it's been up and down and swinging all over the place. We had this little reversal candle right here at some existing support and resistance. In this case, resistance here, 157.75, and it's come off that nicely. I'm still watching that area, and I think that's going to be a good spot to continue to keep an eye on. But the pound dollar is still very much in a downtrend. It's still very bearish. But we're starting to see a bit of a double bottom right here, and like I said, this could be more significant than not. And so what I'm watching here is 157.75. If we break above this level, I think we have some potential to really make our way up into some of these higher areas. However, if we stay below it, which you can see that we're only currently about 25 pips off of that one, we could very likely see this continue to kind of just go sideways and slowly eke lower into this double bottom. So it's going to kind of be all about that 157.75. Right now, it definitely doesn't look bad for a possible continuation down with stops above 157.75. So that's that's what I'm going to be looking for. That's what I'll be watching for. But again, 157.75. Aussie dollar, choppy as ever. It's choppy. It's a choppy one. We don't want to do too much with the Aussie dollar until the news comes out. So far, we're respecting this descending trend line on the weekly chart. It's consolidating on this daily chart. It keeps bouncing off of the 200-day moving average now, which is right around 103, 85-ish. So couple of levels to look at, but I'm not going to do much until we get the news out. We can kind of see where it goes from there. So let's just sideline that one for a moment. Gold all over the place. Euro yen has just broken this trend line, and it seems to be on a nice little move to the downside here. But it also, like the euro dollar, is coming into contact with some pretty good support around 123.85. So we're looking to kind of see if the euro yen can make its way down, 12400, maybe a little tiny bit below, and we'll see how it goes there. But so far it's breaking out, making a nice little move. I don't know if we have a trade just yet, but let's watch that 12400, 123.85 area and see if we get some movement into that zone, and we can look for some reversal candles and opportunities to buy, because right now trend is holding up pretty well and we want to buy on the dips of these uptrends. And so this could be a very nice little area to start buying on this euro yen around 123.85 with the proper candle confirmation. So that's what we need. Aussie yen, again, we're going to kind of sit on the sidelines for that one until the news comes out. And then just lastly, this pound yen is starting to break a trend line as well. We have a very nice double top on the pound yen. And we have a very strong level here, about 144.75. So below this, which also puts us below the weekly pivot, I think we have a nice potential run into the 200-day moving average, which puts us around 14400, 144.10, right in that area. So I'm going to be looking for a little short-term opportunity to start selling that pound yen below about 144.75. So that's what I'm looking for initially right now, and we'll see how it goes. We have live daily wrap-up sessions every day. We'll have one in a little bit here, and we'll start looking for opportunities on some of these additional trades here. So best of luck, guys. Follow me on Twitter at DayTradersFX, and I will see you guys in the chat. Take care, everyone.